Ever wonder what really happened to Zira's pride after Simba's return? We all know the story from The Lion King too. Simba's pride, but the Lion Guard series actually fills in a lot of the missing pieces, giving us the untold story of Kovu Nuka Vitani and their fiercely loyal mother, Zira. Let us dive deep into the lore and piece together their journey from the Pride Lands to the desolate outlands. So, picture this. Scar's defeated, and Simba triumphantly reclaims Pride Rock. But what about Scar's most devoted followers? Zira and her pride were still living in the Pride Lands. According to the Lion Guard, Zira actually approached Simba, believing that since she was Scar's most loyal follower, her son Kovu should be the next king. She saw Kovu not just as her son, but as Scar's chosen heir. Simba, understandably, refused, and the circle of life had been restored. In her eyes, Simba was a usurper who had stolen the throne from Scar, and by extension, from Kovu. This confrontation was the final straw for challenging his authority and refusing to respect the circle of life. This wasn't just a punishment, it was a necessary act to protect the peace and stability of the Pride Lands. And so, their harsh life in the outlands began. The outlands were barren, with scarce food and even scarcer water. This is where we see Zira's leadership, forged in bitterness and a burning desire for revenge, truly take hold. She ruled her family with an iron paw, drilling into them a single. During this time, a young Kion, leader of the Lion Guard, ventures into the out. He's there because his hyena friends, Jasiri's clan, are being threatened. And who's causing the trouble? You guessed it, Zira and her pride. There's a moment of connection, a hint of the friendship that could have been, but Zira quickly intervenes, poisoning the well. She sees Kion and the Lion Guard as a direct threat. Zira's plan is simple and ruthless. Take over the only decent watering hole in the outlands, which belongs to Jasiri's clan, and use it as a base to strengthen her pride. She even tries to manipulate Kion. This encounter is crucial. Kion, seeing the injustice, sides with Jasira. He uses the roar to blast Zira and her lions away, but he holds back its full power. She vows that one day they will meet again, and she will be victorious. Nuka, desperate for his mother's approval, becomes her clumsy but eager enforcer. Vitani is molded into a fierce and loyal warrior, second in command. Kovu is the chosen one, the vessel for Zira's revenge, burdened with a destiny he never asked for. Zira's lullaby. My lullaby isn't just a song, it's a mission statement, a promise of war and vengeance she sings to a sleeping Kovu. The years pass. The cubs grow into young adults, their entire lives shaped by Zira's hatred and the harsh realities of the outlands. All they know is struggle and the dream of returning to the lush Pride Lands. Zira's plan, which we see unfold in the second movie, is already in motion. She has been training Kovu relentlessly, not just to be a fighter, but to be a weapon. His mission: infiltrate Simba's pride by getting close to his daughter Kiara, and then strike when the moment is right. This brings us to the events of Simba's pride. Kovu saves Kiara from a fire deliberately set by Nuka and Vitani, and his infiltration begins. But Zira didn't count on one thing: Kovu developing real feelings for Kiara. The time they spend together shows him a different way of life, one based on love and unity, not hatred and division. He starts to question everything his mother taught him. The turning point is the ambush. Zira, seeing Kovu's wavering loyalty, sets a trap for Simba. In a desperate attempt to finally impress his mother, tries to attack Simba himself, but tragically dies in the process. Zira, devastated and enraged, blames Kovu for Nuka's death and for betraying them. She strikes him, giving him a scar over his eye, a mirror image of the one Scar had. In that moment, she casts him out, declaring he is no longer one of them. Now exiled from both prides, Kovu is truly alone. But Kiara, believing in his goodness, finds him. Together, they return to Pride Rock, just as Zira launches her final Aloe assault. The two prides clash in a ferocious battle, but as Kiara and Kovu stand between them, Kiara delivers a powerful message taught to her by her father. We are one. This is where the Lion Guard's influence comes back into play, specifically with Seeing Kiara and Kovu stand together, Vitani is the first of Zira's pride to have a change of heart. She has seen the futility of the fighting. She drops her offensive stance and tells her mother that Kiara is right. The other lionesses follow her lead, abandoning Zira's cause. Zira is left alone. Her army gone, her plan in ruins. In a final, desperate act, she lunges at Simba, but Kiara intercepts her, and they both tumble over a cliff edge. Kiara lands safely on a ledge, but Zira clings desperately to the cliff face as a gorge of rushing water rages below. Kiara offers her paw, a true act of forgiveness. But Zira, consumed by her hatred to the very end, refuses the help and tragically falls to her death. But the story doesn't end there. The finale of the Lion Guard, Return to the Pride Lands, shows us what happens next. With Shida, Kovu Vitani steps up. She and the other former outsiders have integrated into the Pride, but they still feel a bit lost. They need a purpose. Vitani, ever the warrior, decides to form her own Lion Guard to protect the Pride Lands while Kion is away. When Kion returns, he is initially shocked to see Vitani using the title of the Lion Guard. A friendly competition ensues to see which guard is stronger. Vitana's team, comprised of the lionesses she grew up with, proves to be incredibly skilled and coordinated. Vitani herself challenges Kion for the leadership of the guard. During their duel, she admits that Kion has the roar, but she is the fiercer fighter. Recognizing her strength, her leadership, and her fierce dedication to protecting their home, Kion makes a monumental decision. He uses the roar to bestow its power upon Vitani, making her the new leader of the Lion Guard. This is a huge moment. It signifies the ultimate healing of the schism between the two prides. The daughter of Zira and Sian, Animi, is now entrusted with the Pride Land's greatest defense. It's the ultimate fulfillment of the "we are one" philosophy. So, when you piece it all together, the Lion Guard doesn't just add filler. It provides the essential context that makes the story of Zira's pride so much more tragic and, ultimately, more hopeful. It shows us their origins in exile, their struggles, and the deep-seated motivations behind their actions. It transforms Vitani from a simple secondary antagonist into a complex, redeemed hero who finds her true place in the circle of life. It's a powerful saga of how hatred can destroy, but also how forgiveness return. This moment of peace and wisdom, however, is the calm before the storm. The real tragedy is just around the corner, meticulously planned by Scar. And then it happens. The scene that traumatized a generation of kids. The wildebeest stampede, the sheer terror in Simba's eyes, the desperate race against time, and Mufasa's incredible strength. It's a masterclass in tension. But the most heart-wrenching moment is Scar's betrayal. Long live the king. With those 3 words, the world shatters. Mufasa's fall is not just the death of a character. It's the death of an ideal, the fall of a hero, and the end of Simba's innocence. What follows is perhaps even more cruel. Scar manipulates the grief-stricken cub, twisting his guilt into a weapon. Run away. Simba, run away. And never return. This is psychological abuse at its most sinister. Scar doesn't just kill the king, he exiles the heir and poisons his mind, ensuring his own rise to power. Simba, believing he is responsible for his father's death, flees into the desert, leaving the Pride Lands to be consumed by shadow. This is a profound depiction of trauma and how it can make us run from who we are. Just when all hope seems lost, we meet Timon and Puma. Their philosophy, Hakuna Matata, which means no worries, is the complete opposite of everything Simba has known. It's an escape. For a traumatized child, it's the perfect medicine. It allows him to forget his past, shed his responsibilities, and simply survive. The montage of Simba growing up, from a small cub to a magnificent adult lion, is fun and upbeat, but there's a sad undertone. He's alive, but he's not living his true life. He has abandoned his identity. Hakuna Matata is a coping mechanism, a necessary one, but it's not a permanent solution. Years pass, and the Pride Lands wither under Scar's tyrannical rule. The circle of life is broken. The vibrant plains have turned into a desolate wasteland, mirroring the emptiness of Scar's heart. He has the crown, but he has no respect, no loyalty, and no legacy. He is a king of nothing. The hyenas, his allies, have overrun the kingdom, consuming everything without a thought for the future. This is what happens when leadership is driven by greed and ego instead of wisdom and responsibility. Then, fate intervenes. A grown-up Nala, desperate for help, stumbles upon the jungle paradise and finds Simba. Their reunion is joyful at first, but it quickly turns confrontational. Nala represents the past that Simba has tried so hard to forget. She holds up a mirror to him, showing him not the carefree jungle dweller, but the long-lost king who abandoned his people. Her words, "You're not the Simba I remember," are a powerful blow. She challenges his escapism and forces him to confront the reality of what he left behind. But Simba is still trapped by his guilt. He refuses to go back. He can't face his past. It's here that the wise mandrill Rafiki steps in. He doesn't just tell Simba what to do. He leads him on a spiritual journey. Following Rafiki, Simba is led to a mystical encounter. He looks into a pool of water and at first sees only his own reflection. But then, Rafiki tells him to look harder, and the image transforms into his father Mufasa. The ghost of Mufasa appearing in the clouds is one of the most powerful moments in the film. "You have forgotten who you are," he booms. "Remember who you are. You are my son, and the one true king." This is the pivotal moment. It's not a ghost scolding him. It's Simba's own buried conscience, his legacy, and his father's wisdom finally breaking through the wall of Hakuna Matata. It's the call to stop running and to finally face the shadows. The past can hurt, as Rafiki wisely says, but you can either run from it or learn from it. With newfound purpose, Simba races back to the Pride Lands, with Nala Taiman and Pumbaa by his side. The final confrontation is epic. It's not just a physical battle. It's an ideological war. It's Simba's light against Scar's darkness. It's responsibility versus selfishness. The climax arrives when Scar, cornered, confesses his crime, thinking it will break Simba. But instead, it frees him. The truth absolves Simba of his lifelong guilt and fuels his final push to reclaim his identity. In the end, Simba triumphs. He does unkill Scar, directly upholding his father as values, but Scar is ultimately consumed by the very chaos he created, betrayed by his own hyena allies. As the rain washes away the decay and filth of Scar's reign, it symbolizes a baptism, a cleansing of the land and of Simba's soul. He ascends Pride Rock, no longer a scared cub or a carefree runaway, but a true king. He has integrated the lessons of his father, the pain of his past, and the wisdom he gained in exile. And then, he roars. It's not just a sound, it's a declaration. It's the roar of a king who has faced his deepest fears and embraced his destiny. It's the roar that restores the circle of life. The film comes full circle, ending with the presentation of Simba and Nala's own cub, a symbol of hope, renewal, and the enduring power of legacy. The Lion King is a masterpiece because it doesn't shy away from the darkness. It teaches us that true strength isn't about having no fear or no worries. It's about facing your past, accepting your responsibilities, and finding your place in the great circle of life. It's a story that resonates because we all have our own shadows to face, our own pasts to learn from, and our own roar to find. What do you think is the most powerful lesson from The Lion King? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. See you next time.